It is the Deep South's oldest rivalry. Wanted to take a look, take some inventory of where Auburn is right now. They had a tough game against A&M. The passing game specifically not up to the standard of Hugh Freeze. I know Georgia's defense theoretically should be licking its chops a little bit, but with all those injuries, I'm interested to see how the Dogs are able to attack Hugh Freeze's offense down there on the Plains, 3:30 Eastern on Saturday.
Well, getting Mykel Williams, we expect Mykel Williams back. And, Jake, I think you might agree, Javon Bullard back this week, in my opinion. So if you get Javon Bullard and Mykel Williams back, that's going to be a great start on defense because you got the back-end support and you got the pass rush of Mykel and what he's able to do. And I just think it's a good kind of barometer where Georgia is. They're going to go on the road. Listen, if you've been to Auburn once, you've been twice, you know what to expect. This place is going to be – I don't care what their record is. This place is going to be rocking, and some weird things have happened down there before in this rivalry. So it's kind of different. They're playing in September. This is you think of Auburn, Georgia, it's always like, that's hoodie season. Well, it's not hoodie season right now, despite what Jake wearing. I appreciate
that's brown liquor for breakfast season.
No doubt. So, you think about this game a little later year always, but a little bit earlier. So I still think it's going to be rowdy there. I'm very interested in Carson Beck, but you look at Georgia facing Auburn right now, and listen, this is Hugh Freeze's first year. They tried to go heavy in the portal, whatever they could do. And on paper, I think Georgia's already a 16.5-point favorite, probably go up as the week goes on. And they should go there and handle business. But, see what Hugh Freeze, see what he does. He's had some success in the past with different teams against this defensive staff. So we'll see what he does to try to kind of attack Georgia.
I want to go ahead and prepare fans for one thing. All right. And it may not happen, but I think it's possible. Guys, do not be surprised if Georgia does not go out there and try to light this scoreboard up and make you all happy. Okay. Because we know Kirby. I think one of the things that makes Kirby great, this is just me. I know there are a lot of fans who think points is the name of the game and not wins, and I get why you think that. Like, score more points, you got a better chance to win, and I get it. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think whatever gives you the best chance to win, because the coach knows his football team so much better than any of us do. Don't be surprised if you see a Kentucky-esque, 22 Kentucky-esque style game plan on Saturday. Run the ball, run game extension, take care of the football. Just dare Auburn to do anything on you offensively, because, man, I watched that Texas A&M game, and the only reason Auburn had a chance in that game was because they got a defensive score. Now, listen, they got that defensive score by a strip of a running back and a scoop and score, and the dude ran right by Jimbo Fisher. I cannot believe that happened. One of the most incredible things I've ever seen in a football game. I mean, I've never seen anything like that happen. And the funny thing was, as the dude got close to him, Jimbo was in a perfect striking position. He could have, near leg, near shouldered that guy in a heartbeat.
Just had too much Aggie in him.
But it's not going to surprise me, man. It's not. I mean, if Georgia goes out there and maybe gets a little bit of a lead, scores 20, scores 17, 20, 21 points, something like that. And then I'm talking about they take a Gerber and just lacerate the football and let all the air out of it.
Just suffocate that play clock.
It was not going to surprise me. I don't necessarily expect it, but I think it's possible. And, we'll see if that goes down. The only thing that makes me not think that is, one of the Georgia's is Georgia is not deep in the backfield. That's one thing that makes me think it's not necessarily the way they're going to go, is they're not necessarily deep in the backfield. But the last time Georgia was at Auburn, Bo Nix was the quarterback. And I think Georgia had a lot of respect for good Bo Nix. I think they had a lot of respect for the fact that he can run around and create some magic, like he did their first time playing him at home. Whenever they had a 21-0 lead, they didn't pick him off when they had a chance. They dropped it when they had him down 21-0, and he almost came back and beat them. So I think they had a lot of respect for him, and they knew they needed to go hang some points, especially with how they put together a long drive with Mike Bobo calling plays to start that game. Auburn's just not there on the offensive line. They're not there at quarterback. They're not there at receiver. I think that's possible. And I still think Georgia is a very bad matchup for this Auburn team right now. Jordan Hare, man, I saw the kick six, and I saw the prayer at Jordan Hare.
Yeah, the devil is in that building, despite whatever Hugh Freeze wants to say. I want to point out an interesting side note about this show tonight. One commenter says that they feel better about the show, and one commenter says that we're in better shape than this melodramatic podcast would indicate. So whatever y'all feel about the team, it's somewhere in the middle of this show tonight. Apparently we're melodramatic and we're dooming and glooming Georgia football despite saying that they're on the right track. So I don't know what kind of show we got going on.
We have never been accused of that one, but that's
what the hell's going on here?
Always the first.
Hammerhead Dog, I feel better. Dusty Wyatt Chandler, some sort of cowboy. I think we're in better shape than the podcast.
I'm sorry, I missed the first part of that. So where does this? Where's our melodramatic podcast? Who says that?
This is from Dusty Wyatt Chandler. Apparently, we've just been talking about how bad the team is. I don't know.
Is that George Strait in his picture?
I mean, listen, he's been on Broadway all weekend. He can say what he needs to, man.
Yeah, that's fine. No, it's just bulletin board material for Kirby. That's all right. I'm excited for this game, though. The Kirby-Hugh Freeze matchup is the storyline I think that everyone's going to hang on to this week. I don't know if it's really applicable with this Hugh Freeze roster just yet.
Yeah.
But Kirby hadn't beat him yet in the head coach matchup, and Kirby hasn't beaten Ole Miss yet in the head coaching matchup either. So those are those storylines that don't really matter too much, but I think it's going to be pretty exciting for people to see Kirby Smart go head-to-head with Hugh Freeze again after all the history they have too.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I don't mind saying it. I don't think Hugh Freeze is a good guy, personally.
I don't think there are too many people watching this show that think that.
I'll stop right there. Rusty probably wants me to stop right there.
That's all right. Everybody, you tell your comment. I don't know the dude, but I can tell you that Georgia's you're gonna get Georgia's best effort this weekend. I think that. Yeah,
I mean that's the thing, man. First road game.
Yep.
Everyone's itching to see how Carson Beck's going to do. I can't ignore what my gut tells me. And since this summer, I've felt like this game could still end up being a little bit trickier than people think just because it is Jordan-Hare. But
something about it down there.
Yeah, I mean, there's something about it. I've seen Georgia win like whatever it was in 2012, like 45-0. And then you've seen the Josh Harvey Clemens, whatever happened on that play. What was that one? The prayer at Jordan-Hare, and then there's
I believe it was actually Trey Matthews.
Trey Matthews.
That's right.
Both of them were in the area, and there's been a lot of talk about bat it down. It wasn't necessarily a Hail Mary. I mean, obviously, hindsight, you'd bat it down. Yeah, the thing I keep going to on that play, Rusty, is the just the cattle wrangling that happened on Ray Drew as he was trying to get to Nick Marshall on the play. That was that could have been my man Ray Drew's defining play of his whole career, but he got tackled by a first-round offensive tackle. So
I think that was a Mike Bobo offensive coordinator game, and I think that Georgia was down 17 at the start of the fourth.
I think they might have been down 20.
Could have been fourth, yeah. And a lot of people don't go back and you guys know this. You go back, like Aaron Murray throws the ball. There's a good shot at the last play of the game. They're on about the 20. They almost get that thing in.
Yep.
That was crazy.
They kept coming.